My name is Sherry, and I'm a 62-year-old insurance agent. I got married in my 20s and was blessed with 2 children, but my husband passed away from illness early on while the children were still growing up. At the time, I was overwhelmed with the pain of losing my husband and worried about the future of my young children, but I hid my tears and focused on raising them, determined not to show my sadness in front of the kids. Fortunately, both my son and daughter were healthy children who rarely fell ill. My son Daniel was a mischievous and restless child, while my daughter Selena had a quiet and gentle personality. They got along well and grew up healthily. However, I was concerned about Daniel's tendency to be a bit dishonest. When he was in high school, Daniel and his friends accidentally broke a window at school. When I was called to the school, he immediately pleaded with me, saying, "I didn't do anything," with tears in his eyes. But later, it was revealed through his friends' testimonies that Daniel had been the instigator. There were also a few instances where he took money from my wallet, which made me worry about his future. But even Daniel seemed to settle down when he got a job and became a working adult. He started performing well at work, which put my mind at ease. Even Selena was surprised, saying, "I can't believe how responsible Daniel has become." Eventually, both Daniel and Selena got married and moved out. While Selena lived nearby and kept in frequent contact, Daniel lived far away due to his job, and we rarely got to see each other. Although I felt lonely at times, I resigned myself to the fact that this was just how it was with boys. Still, I was overjoyed when grandchildren came along. Daniel's wife Jennifer was initially kind-natured and got along well with me. They always participated in family gatherings, enjoying picnics in the park on holidays and cooking turkey together for Thanksgiving. It seemed like we had built the very image of the American dream family. But then something happened that shocked me deeply. Selena passed away in a car accident. She was caught up in a drunk driving incident on a crowded highway in Atlanta. This sudden event plunged our family into deep sorrow. Grief-stricken, the only joy left for me was watching my grandchildren grow. Selena's son Noah was only 6 months old at the time. His father Anthony had just launched an IT-related startup and was busy with work every day. Anthony had the makings of a wonderful father, but to get his newly established company on track, he had to work long hours every day and frequently travel abroad on business trips. Based in Silicon Valley, he had meetings with investors in Asia and Europe, sometimes being away from home for weeks at a time. "Sherry, I'm sorry, but I can't give up on this work now. I have to work hard for Selena's sake too. But in this situation, raising Noah alone." Anthony confided in me tearfully. I replied, "Anthony, I understand how you feel. But we need to think about Noah too." Just then, Daniel and Jennifer made an unexpected proposal. "Mom, we'll take Noah in. We don't have children yet, and I think we can take care of him," Daniel said with a serious expression. Jennifer added, "That's right, mother-in-law. I think we can raise Noah with plenty of love. Anthony can focus on his work, and Noah can grow up in a family environment." Anthony and I were surprised by their proposal. Indeed, They seemed financially stable and appeared to have the right environment to raise Noah. However, adoption is a big decision. Anthony struggled with the decision. But Noah is my son. Is this really okay? I advised, Anthony, considering your current situation, this might be the best choice. I'm sure Daniel and Jennifer will take good care of Noah. In the end, after long discussions, Anthony accepted the proposal, holding back tears. It's for Noah's sake. He needs a loving home environment. I can't give him that right now. The adoption process was carried out with the help of lawyers and social workers. The adoption system in America is complex and requires a lot of paperwork and screenings, but since it was an adoption within the family, it proceeded relatively smoothly. Daniel and Jennifer promised, "We will definitely raise Noah with care. When your work settles down, Anthony, please come visit anytime." And so, Noah began living with his new family. While I was relieved to be able to watch my grandson grow up nearby, I harbored mixed feelings. I wasn't sure if this was truly the right choice and whether it would lead to Noah's happiness. For the first few months after Noah started living with Daniel and Jennifer, things seemed to be going smoothly. They frequently sent photos and videos, keeping me updated on Noah's growth. However, as time passed, the frequency of these updates gradually decreased. At first, I thought they were just taking time to adjust to their new family life. When I called and asked, "Daniel, how's Noah doing?" the response was always, "Oh, he's fine. We're busy, so let's talk more next time." Unable to suppress my desire to see my beloved grandson, I continued to send gifts on his birthday and Christmas. But even when I asked for his height to choose clothes, I didn't get a response. When they finally brought Noah over during summer vacation, they said they couldn't stay long due to work commitments, and I only got to see him for a brief moment. At that time, Noah seemed to have an expression like he wanted to say something, but he remained silent, glancing at Jennifer, who was standing nearby. When I tried asking, "Daniel, can't you let me see Noah a bit more often?" I was coldly rebuffed with, "Mom, please don't interfere with our family matters." Being avoided to this extent, I thought that perhaps my son and daughter-in-law had grown tired of my excessive interference. I decided to hold back my feelings and keep some distance, refraining from contacting them myself. After that, I couldn't see Noah anymore. I was enduring the loneliness when one day, I heard surprising news from my neighbor, Martha. "Sherry, I saw your son's family. They were shopping at the mall." "Huh? But they're supposed to live far away." "No, it was definitely them. I heard they moved to the newly built Sunset Village. They had moved to a place about a 30-minute drive from my house." Shocked, I confirmed with Daniel, and it turned out they had been living there for 2 years. "Why didn't you tell me?" "Huh? Why would I need to tell you?" I was stunned by Daniel's words, but knowing they were nearby suddenly intensified my suppressed desire to see Noah. October 5th, Noah's 6th birthday. I desperately wanted to see Noah, so I decided to visit Daniel's house with a cake. I had already mailed Noah a present thinking I might not be able to see him, but since I was nearby, I wanted to see his face even if just for a moment. They might not like it, but I'll leave right after seeing how Noah is doing, I reassured myself as I rang Daniel's doorbell. However, the house was silent with no sign of anyone. I thought they might have gone out shopping, but the living room light was on. After ringing the intercom several times with no response, I tried turning the doorknob and found it unlocked. "Is anyone here?" "Noah, are you there?" "It's Grandma." Although I felt bad about it, I entered the house and headed towards the living room, where I found Noah sitting alone at the table. On the table was just a small cake that looked like it was bought from a supermarket and a cup of instant noodles. A discounted price sticker was lying next to the cake case. Is this how they celebrate a child's birthday? "Noah." When I called out, Noah turned around startled. "Grandma." His eyes were red and swollen, clearly showing he had been crying. "Where are your dad and mom?" As I stood there dumbfounded by this strange scene, Noah answered in a small voice. "Dad and Mom took Ava out for dinner." "What? But today is your birthday, isn't it?" He nodded slightly, looking down. "How did this happen?" When I pulled Noah close and hugged him tightly, he started to cry softly in my arms. "They said we were going out to eat because it's my birthday. But they told me to stay home because I have cake. This cake. I went to buy it myself. Before Dad and Mom left, they gave me money." Noah's words pierced my heart. A 6-year-old child going out alone to buy a cake on his own birthday. "There's more." Noah hesitantly continued. "I don't usually get much food. But Ava always gets plenty." I suddenly became concerned about Noah's thin body and pale face. On the other hand, when I had met Ava before, she looked healthy and plump. "Noah, are you hungry? I'll make you something." Just as I was about to head to the kitchen, I heard the front door open. Daniel, Jennifer, and Ava had returned. "Mom!" Daniel shouted in surprise. "Why are you here?" "I came to celebrate Noah's birthday." "But why did you leave Noah behind?" Jennifer interjected, "That's because Noah said he didn't want to go." "Is that true?" I looked at Noah. He shook his head fearfully. "Don't lie," I said to my son and daughter-in-law. "Why is Noah the only one who's so thin? Why is he the only one who doesn't get enough food or a warm room?" "That's..." Daniel was at a loss for words. At that moment, the doorbell rang. When I opened the door, Anthony was standing there. "Anthony!" Daniel exclaimed in surprise. "Why are you here?" Anthony entered the room and went straight to Noah. "Noah, are you okay?" At first, Noah seemed confused, but then he hugged Anthony, seemingly reassured by his gentle gaze. Now then, Anthony turned to face Daniel and Jennifer. "I'd like an explanation." I explained everything I had heard from Noah. The meals, the heating, the physical punishment, everything. Daniel and Jennifer turned pale and started making excuses. "No, that's not true. Noah is a bad child, so..." Anthony interrupted. A bad child. What can a 6-year-old child do? I decided to deliver the final blow. You just saw Noah as a source of money, didn't you? You've been receiving quite a substantial amount of child support every month. Daniel and Jennifer's expressions changed. Child support. Anthony looked at me in surprise. Yes. The child support you've been sending every month. Recently, it was over $2,000 a month, wasn't it? Anthony's face contorted with anger. I was indeed sending child support. But I thought it was for Noah's sake. Jennifer shouted, "That's not true. We've been taking good care of Noah." At that moment, Noah spoke in a small voice, "That's not true. I was always hungry." The room fell silent. Anthony stood up and took out his phone. "I'm calling the police. This is clearly child abuse and fraud." Daniel hurriedly tried to stop him, but Anthony wouldn't listen. A few minutes later, we heard police sirens. When the officers entered the house, we explained the situation, and Daniel and Jennifer were taken to the station for questioning. We understood that this wasn't the end, but rather a new beginning. A long journey to heal Noah's wounds and build a happy home was just starting from here. As a result of the police investigation, Daniel and Jennifer were arrested for child abuse and embezzlement. During the trial, evidence of their misuse of Noah's child support for personal purposes and physical and mental abuse towards Noah was revealed one after another. In the end, both of them received prison sentences. This incident had a huge impact on our family, but it also became an opportunity to create new bonds. Anthony made the decision to take custody of Noah. "This time, I'll do everything I can for Noah," he vowed tearfully. Fortunately, Anthony's company had started to gain traction, and he had more time available than before. However, one problem remained: Ava's existence. "What will happen to Ava?" Noah asked worriedly. After discussion, we decided that Anthony would take in Ava as well. Even though they weren't related by blood, Ava also needed a safe and loving environment. "I have a little sister now," Anthony smiled gently. Just as the new family structure was starting to take shape, we received happy news from Anthony. "Actually, I have a fiancé." She was very happy to hear about Noah and Ava. After that, Anthony, his fiancée Sarah, and Noah and Ava started their new life together as a family of 4. Although there were some initial difficulties, thanks to Sarah's kindness and patience, the family bonds gradually deepened. Seeing Noah's smile return filled my heart with warmth. He was slowly beginning to overcome his past traumas. Ava, too, was trying her best to fulfill her role as an older sister. "Grandma, look at me," Noah shows me as he runs around energetically. "That's wonderful, Noah." I respond with a genuine smile. Anthony approaches me. "Sherry, thank you so much. Without you, we wouldn't have this happiness." "It's all right, Anthony. We're family after all." At those words, tears welled up in both our eyes. Indeed, losing Daniel left a deep wound in my heart. However, seeing Noah and Ava's happy faces, I feel that pain gradually easing. The shape of our family has changed, but the bonds of love have grown stronger. I intend to continue watching over and supporting this new family. There may be times when tough choices need to be made. But I believe that for the sake of the children's happiness, we can overcome any difficulty. Come on, let's go for a picnic, I suggest, and the children cheer. Happy times spent with family under the blue sky. This is what we had been seeking all along.